Let's overflow. I don't know where to go. just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move.
In this moment,
Yes.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
Yeah, lead the way, I follow. No need to say
No.
where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good nights, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem,
No.
'cause I know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah, and nothing can stop me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So
What's
tell
going
your
on?
good nights, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible
back. Shout out to the CIA. One love, FBI. What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, people? Your Godfather's back in the house is packed. We are at it again for another episode of Who What in the Hell? Who What in the Hell? How did we get here? Yeah, man. How did we get here? All right, we're going to put this here. Excuse me. Just a second. Where is that thing? All right. Well, I can't seem to find it. We'll keep it moving as we keep it grooving. Where is it? Where did I put it? I hate when I misplace stuff. Let's just do this. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that. Candle of the evening. Cade 26. The Baroque. Big brother of Santal 26. Fragrance of the evening. Roja Dove. None other than one called Sweetie Oud. It has everything I like in a fragrance. Rose Amber Oud. And it has a nice little sweet notes on the top of it. So dope. Think of a nice bakery mixed with sexy goodness. All right. How was everybody's weekend? If it was good, if it was great, that's a beautiful thing. Okay. That's where that is. That's going over there. We need to get the likes up, people. The likes should be up over 4,500. All I ask is keep the likes, the dislikes, whatever you do. Just make sure they stay up over half so we don't have to do the intermission song. You know what the intermission song is? This one right here. And if we don't want to hear the intermission song, let's keep the likes up. Why are we here? Well, last week, the world was set on fire by none other than one Action Jackson. Action Jackson set the world on fire last week because of his philandering, what people call cheating. Now, let me go ahead and be clear. I did a video last week stating that high value men don't cheat. They exercise options. And that got a lot of women up in their fifis. Don't care. It's true. High value men don't cheat. They exercise options. Women, on the other hand, do cheat. Or do they? As I made my rounds around the YouTube sphere, what amazed me is how modern women seem to be so shocked at the notion that a man in the top 10%, top 5%, top 3%, top 1% of all earning men actually is attractive and appealing towards other women. That's what shocked a lot of women. They seem to be, and I had one woman, I just uploaded a video today. Shout out to the sister that was on it. So we just had a long discussion on the whole factual notion that all you're bringing to the table is the same thing that any woman in any given time frame is brought to the table. And what did she say? I bring loyalty, I bring this, I bring that. And what really made it hit home for me was the standard for women has fallen so low to where women think that just by being there is enough. Simply being there. The act of just being there. The standard for women has fallen. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that the guy who stands in the Home Depot parking lot, who swam across the Rio Grande, who crossed over with the coyotes, he gets everything that woman was trying to tell me. Loyalty, submission, 100% me. I'm like, what's so special about that? But the men we're talking about, because she said it, I couldn't be faithful or loyal. I wouldn't give all that stuff that I think is so important to a man who's making $42,500. But you know what? Let's talk. Let's play it. Let's play it, because I think a few minutes of the video would probably help out more than anything else. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. What do you got on the topic? You're just going to accept the fact that high value men don't cheat. They exercise options.
High value men don't cheat?
No, it's not called cheating. If you do it, it's called cheating. If I do it, it's called being a man.
Okay.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 34.
All right. So yeah, why does that? It sounds like you don't like that.
That high value men can cheat and women can't?
No. Because you're an alpha kappa alpha. I mean, if you're an educated woman, let's just take it to the animal.
I'm not saying that.
Let's just take it to the animal kingdom now.
Okay.
Lions. There's usually 2 lions that run an entire pride. There's 6 to 8 women in there. They're not monogamous. Is it typical for mammals, the male of the species, to be monogamous?
I don't think so.
No, it's not. So especially in humans, if a man is in the top 10% of men and you have high standards and you want him, don't you think other women want him too?
That's true. That's true.
So here's the question. What's so great? What's so great and wonderful that you're bringing to the table? Get the likes up or we go to intermission. Everything.
Are you just talking about from my perspective?
Yeah, because unless you are all right with the notion that men exercise options.
I mean, because I bring loyalty to the table.
So
I bring loyalty. Say it again.
Loyalty. I bring loyalty to the table, and I said in a very sarcastic, dry way, so does a dog, meaning that's nothing special. You're supposed to be loyal. Just like when I was talking to that one sister up in Chicago who kept talking about how she's trying to not be combative and I'm trying to be respectful. And I said, you're not supposed to have to try. See, what modern women are showing is, and I saw a couple of young guys out saying this video was inspired by me. And they were out with a microphone asking young women what they bring to the table. And they said, don't bring, and they told the women, you can't say the table or sex. And you know what they heard from the women most of the time? What did they hear from women most of the time? When they told her, you can't say, me or sex. It was just crickets. That's it. So does a dog.
But I'm very submissive in a relationship. I'm very submissive. I was raised by my grandmother, my mom, of course. Okay. But so I'm old fashioned with it, like the cooking, the cleaning, the making sure he's fed, making sure, he's number one. So I don't have any kids, by the way. So I'm coming with 100% of myself. So why can't I get that in return?
Do respect 100% of yourself. Okay. Yet every woman supposed to be bringing 100% of herself. That's just the price of admission, ladies. That's not special. That is not special. Please, ladies, please somebody let me understand why that's special today. Oh, I'll tell you why it's special today. Because modern women are homewreckers. Because modern women are high value homewreckers. What does that mean? Because that's not special.
That's not special. So what's special to you?
Being a high value man.
Okay.
I mean, because if you're raised by your grandmama, I mean, I am 52 years old, and I know plenty of men back who do damn high school diplomas had entire families on the other side of town.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you modern women really understand men. You think what you just ran down to me is enough? Okay, let's put a dollar value on that. Let's put a dollar value on what you're talking about. You're loyal, you're submissive. Let's put a dollar value on it. Does it equate? He's making. So that's what you need, ladies, to understand. What is everything that you so-called bring to the table? If it was an annual salary, how much would it be worth? Because what I said to this young lady was, understand, that's what you're doing with us. And I said the average man in this country the average black man in this country earns $42,000. It's $40,500. So 40,500. That's what the average black man in this country earns. And the kind of men that you ladies say you want, the kind of men that you ladies put as high value men, the dollar value, how much it's going to take to have to raise a family of 3 so you don't have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant. We all know what that number is. Depending on where you are, it's anywhere from about $350,000. That's in Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. But if you go outside, so anyway, I said roughly, ma'am, you're looking for a man making around $400,000 a year. That's 10 times what the average black man makes. And I said, then he should be able to get 10 times the women. And she just couldn't. She's like, wow. And what it shows is that even the nicest of modern women really don't. And go watch that video. It was a really good breakdown of how modern women today just they're mature slower, are making more. So she's making, decent money. But when I said, what are you going to do if you don't retire with a husband or anything? What are you going to do? She said, I'll travel. And when we got right down to it, you really can't travel because you don't make that kind of money. How much is it going to cost to retire? $400,000, $500,000. I'm like, and what it showed, sadly, was we have allowed in this world women to just grow up and be stuck as perpetual teenagers, thinking that your 20s are for you. And if you don't get a man or a husband, that's all right. And then when all of this stuff starts to not work because you're in the danger zone of this and that, so many women are just content to take their $5,000 a month or $6,000 a month if they're lucky and think that they can make a life out of this. So I asked the question, well, if you don't like high value, you don't like the fact that high value men have high appetites and should be able to exercise those appetites. If you think that you bringing your loyalty and submission, you think your loyalty and submission is worth his salary. And it is not, not. Not. Because Maria's loyalty and submission, Julio or Jose gets that for less than for whatever he makes. So when I start putting it in those terms, you got to ask the question: Are modern women high value homewreckers? Why am I asking a question? Because you wreck your own homes. You wreck your own homes. One, because you're out with your so-called degree.
I'm a PhD.
Waiting too long to get married. Then you get in the
zone.
you get in the danger zone, and you start to think that, well, now it's time for me to start looking to settle down after you've decided to get out there and, like I asked that woman, well, you think a young woman should get out there and marry so early? I'm like, what of value does a woman gain that she's going to bring to a man in her 20s? And she couldn't say nothing because everything that she would say has to do with something about living an open life. What a woman's going to gain is more men, more bodies, more debt. It doesn't benefit a woman. And it's funny when I asked the final question, are you a Christian? She said yes. So it made me start to think that a lot of women just don't get it. They don't get it. So why is this important? Well, because you want this so-called high value man, and you didn't get him while he was in school. You didn't get him when he was 20, when he was in process. We don't even talk about that. Why? Because I know, just like you know, modern women want to take their 20s for themselves. They're not trying to get with a guy when he's starting out. They want the guy when he's already there. I'm good with it. But guess what? He doesn't want you. He wants a younger woman. Why is this important? Because so many modern women are looking for these so-called high-value men that have these high-value lifestyles, and they're limited. So what are you going to do? If you didn't get them to start with, you're going to have to go take him from another woman, so you're going to have to wreck somebody's home. That's right. You're going to have to wreck somebody's home to get him. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to have to wreck somebody's home to get him, because more likely than not, he's already with somebody. I guess y'all thought I was kidding about the lights, man. Stop tripping. Stop tripping, man, and hit. I mean, it's not that much to do, people, just to hit the like button. It's not that much to ask, really. Because you look at modern women, you're educated.
I'm a PhD.
You've taken your 20s for yourself. You've done what you wanted to do. You're coming with less skills, you're coming with less wifely skills than any woman has ever lived. So honestly, you're less qualified than your grandmother, your great-grandmother, from a household standpoint. Modern women want a lifestyle. And most modern women, if they're honest, they'll tell you what you're really getting with them is their DNA. because they really, if you let them tell you the truth, they want a housekeeper to come by from time to time. They would like to have a cook. They would like to have an au pair. So what are y'all talking about? When you have such expensive tastes, you can't afford it. So when I talked to that one young sister, she's like, well, I learned to spoil myself on $50,000. I'm out here at Lenox Mall or Phipps Plaza and I see a line for Gucci wrapped around, and I'm looking at folks in that line and I'm like, I'm sorry. All of y'all aren't making the kind of money to be buying $100 pair of socks. But you got a champagne taste on beer money. So what has to happen? In order to get what you want, you're going to have to wreck someone's home to get it. This show was going to be called Modern Women Cheat, because we've talked a lot about men cheating, but understand something. Black men, when surveyed, 28% who are in relationships says they've been unfaithful at least once. That's of black men. But guess what? Black women, 24% of you said the same thing. You separated by 4 percentage points. Let's get right down to it. With a divorce rate in the black community approaching 55, almost 60%. And when those marriages fall apart, 8 out of 10 times, women are wrecking their homes. You wreck your relationships, you wreck your marriages, and then you wreck someone else's situation because you're trying to take him from them. Modern women, are you high-value home wreckers? The first home you wreck is yours. Why you say that, Kevin? Well, ask a modern woman, ask a modern educated woman who's 35 plus, and you will almost always hear that she's been engaged at least once. I've been engaged. I'm engaged once. I'm not married, but I've been engaged, as if that counts for something. I'm not married, but I've been engaged. And when I say stuff like this, I'm the jerk. I'm the butthole. But okay. I was out and about this weekend, and this happened. What's going on? What is going on, man? Make me believe that 1, 2, 3, 4, up to. Proud to be dog moms, working in retail, acting as if you are the queen of Zamunda. Or what did I say? Man, you just need to go make a deal. Well, I'm not going to settle. Man, we gotta, this has to stop. And I actually have clips from the store that I'm going to upload, because I want to talk about this tonight. I want to talk about why so many women in general, black women in particular, are so proud to be dog moms, working in retail, acting as if you are the queen of Zamunda or Wakanda, and all you are is on the path to die alone. But then when I talk about it, I get to be an asshole. You hate women. Well, if I hated women, I wouldn't talk to them. If I hated women, I wouldn't interface with them. But somebody has to have the conversation and get this stuff out on the table. No other group of people move this way. There's nothing any woman can tell me that would make me believe that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 proposals, no marriage, 2 dogs, makes any French toast sense. Tonight at 10. What's going on? What is going on, man? You just can't make this up. Shout out to all the PhDs and dog moms. I keep running to more and more mommies of dogs. You can't have your dog be bigger than you. Get a big little dog if you're a little woman. Don't get a big dog. I'm telling you, I found me another possible PhD dog mom. The dogs are bigger than you.
They are.
Say hi. Just put your hand out there. I said, I told you, dog moms, man, everywhere.
Yes, we do.
Shout out to all the dog moms. One up to all the PhDs. Bye. Another one of these I've been engaged 5 times, but I'm not settling. You cannot make this up, guys. I promise you. 5 times. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Think about it. Every woman I speak to on my channel, especially who's over 35 with a degree and who's, an adjustable 6 or higher, it is not uncommon to hear, I've been engaged 1, 2, 3 times. It's all on my channel. As far as I'm concerned, those are wrecked homes. What about the one lady, she's been engaged twice, she still got both rings? I said it the other day, if we could refund engagements like coupons, like every 2 engagements counts as a marriage. I'm going to hell. I gotta get out of here before they kill me. You can't make this shit up. Fine. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. I swear to God, you can't make it up. I've been engaged 5 times. What's going on? I've been engaged 5 times, but they all weren't worthy. Then why'd you accept the proposal? Because they all tricked you? Oh. Your godfather is right yet again. That's right. So we need to start asking women who's always, are you married? No, but I'm engaged. Ladies, that's bad. Stop. You've been engaged. That means you've wrecked a home. You've wrecked a home. You got a child and weren't married to the father. You've wrecked a home. See, if we start calling it what it is, instead of making it nice, let me say something. A woman's past is used to mythologize her. You hear women oftentimes talking about their troubled past or their past that they overcome, and it's used as part of a mythos story to where I've overcome this. However, the average man's past is used to demonize him. If you say you're a man and been engaged 5 times, the world will call you something. You couldn't say I've been engaged 5 times, but I'm not going to settle. Something will be wrong with you. You accepted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, or I was engaged to my high school with my college sweetheart, whatever. You wrecked a home. You accepted a proposal and you broke it off. That means you allowed it. A man's past is used to demonize him. And a black man, your past will be used to villainize you. Yes. Women's past were used to mythologize. Men's past used to demonize. Black men, your past are used to villainize you. Nope. We're going to use it to humanize you. We're going to start talking about this because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men that she was involved with that liked her enough, cared about her enough, wanted her enough to ask her to marry him. She accepted them, but she broke 5 homes. She broke 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men. Well, then I say, ma'am, if you ain't going to be with that man, then you should have told him up front so he could go on off and find a wife. Ladies, all these women, all these men out here who've been engaged to these women, those are your husbands that they're playing with. These women who've been engaged all these times, they're playing with your husbands. Oh, see, we get into it. But no, see, if we talk about it like that, that puts accountability on the women. You got women who actually will be engaged with a man, then keep the ring after breaking it off with him. Modern women, high value ́hōm‌rekər. You wreck your own home. And like I asked the one sister I was talking the other day, she said she's been engaged 3 times. I was like, do you make room for the possibility that you might not get another bite at the apple? And it was like, oh, no, I'll get another one. What, the French toast? The arrogance. You don't care about those men that have left and went, well, I was too young. I wasn't ready. And we've allowed this. We've allowed women to become too young, not ready, do whatever. And what about the destruction that women like that have wrought? So when you find yourself on the other side of 30, you know you can't go build with a man at that point. So you are looking to take one. So ladies get upset about high value men not cheating to exercise their options. Understand something. They're doing it with women who want them. Whether they know they're married or not is irrelevant. What they do know is he is high value. What is high value? Glad you asked, young Padawan. So people keep misusing when I say high value men make $100,000 or more annually. This is what it means to be high value as far as I'm concerned. You've earned it for 5 years in a row. 3 years, you're in the start. You're approaching it in about 3 years. High value men recognize him as a peer or a potential peer. He has a network of high value men and other people. He's visible. What he does is visible, LinkedIn level, meaning at a glance, people can kind of understand. When he walks in a room, people know who he is. Whether or not he's the center of the attention or introvert, this does not mean he needs the spotlight. People know when Warren Buffett comes in a room. And last, he's in 6. And 6, utility. He's useful to others and the group. I do not automatically throw athletes, entertainers, and musicians, athletes, entertainers, actors, and musicians into this category. I do not. N-O-T not. Why? Because they live in a different world. Their money outpaces their overall value to a society. No offense. But you know what I'm talking about. A man who's the VP of Mergers and Acquisitions for Bank of America had to get it out of the mud differently than a highly paid athlete, entertainer, or musician. Different world. This is why using these examples to map over don't work. So it is almost impossible for a man to be truly high value under age 30 because you need to be working about 5 years and all these other things. Now, I know people keep talking about morals and ethics. Knock that off. That's not this conversation. If you need morals and ethics, go somewhere else. That's not this conversation. Morals and ethics have nothing to do with being high value. It does not. It does not. It does not. And I'm sorry that if you don't like it, but it doesn't. There are men who are atheists and nihilists who are high value. And the reason we try to put this moral argument on it is because it's another way of trying to keep men with one. But that's not the problem. The problem is modern women wreck their own homes and they'll wreck others. Why? Ultimately, what do you want out of this? Do you even want to be a helpmeet to a man? What is it you want? And most women, you ask them why they want to be married, and it's for a lifestyle. How many times have you actually heard any women say that they really want to help a man? And there's no heat, no judgment. I'm just saying, call it what it is, ladies. Call it what it is. If you've been engaged multiple times, you're a ʻhōm‌rekər. If you are cheating if you are not cheating, if you are seeing a high value man, you're a ʻhōm‌rekər. A person who is blamed for the breakup of a relationship, marriage, or family, especially having engaged in an affair with one or a member of the couple, that makes you a ʻhōm‌rekər. Slang. A person, in this case, a female, who engages in romantic relations with a person who is involved, married, or engaged to be married, with the result breaking up a marriage or engagement. ʻhōm‌rekər. We're going to put some amendments on there. You got a baby and didn't marry the daddy. You wrecked your home. That's why I've said it before. Many single mothers, you need to just go and get back and get with your baby daddy. If you liked him enough to reproduce, you should go on ahead and marry him. Get out of the way. Stop trying to visit that on somebody else. You're married, stay in your marriage. Don't wreck your home to try to get another bite at the apple. What about you? I mean, I want to hear from you single ladies. Don't y'all feel some kind of way about when you hear a woman has been engaged 2-3 times and you can't find a man? Is that not them being greedy? I mean, what's up? They walk around talking about they've been engaged like it's a badge of honor. So you deceived a man enough times for 1, 2, 3 of them to ask you to marry. Yeah, you deceived him. You let him believe that there was a future with you so much that he got on one knee and asked you to marry him. Then you said, well, nah. That's what I hear, right? You let a man think that there was, because understand what has to happen for a man to propose to you. He has to go out and save at least 3 months of his salary, right? Go buy a ring. Likely ask your mother or father, because most people don't have a daddy in the house. Ask your mother, somebody in your family, for your hand in marriage. Plan it out, and then do it. Then he goes into a restaurant. Well, I want you to imagine being this guy. You propose to this woman after y'all been together for a year or 2. She accepts. Men don't propose to women that they don't think are going to say yes. She accepts. She's wearing your ring. People know about it. Then all of a sudden, you're not engaged anymore. You look like a big sucker to everybody else. You made that man look like a fool. And then you don't give his ring back to him? And you go right off back in the world and do it again? What? That's why I said, you mean all 5 men weren't worthy? Excuse me. At what point do we start calling these women homewreckers? At what point do we start saying, ma'am, you're wrecking homes? The first home you wreck is yours. Or if you don't care about yours, you damn sure can't expect her to care about your man, ladies. If you do land a high value man, ladies, you better not have him around these homewreckers. Because she ain't got a man. She'll damn sure sleep with yours. And get whatever little trinket she can get with him. I'm sorry. So, that's why when I was talking about this whole thing with Action Jackson, whatever. Couldn't have happened if you weren't deciding to kick it with him. That's not the biggest story. The biggest story is you want a high value man. You need to accept what comes along with him. If you want to accept the lifestyle and the resources and everything else come along, you accept and you sign up for a lifestyle. You need to take it with a smile. If loyalty is your big deal, then fine. But here's the thing. When women say that stuff, guys, what they're really saying is, I want a man that you're not her first choice. You're a doofer. You're a doofer now. Have you ever heard a woman that say, I don't want a high value man because they'll cheat, so I'll just go get a regular man, but then you're going to annoy him. You're going to try to get him to be the high value man. Now, what she's going to do is she's going to cheat on you with high value men anyway. She's going to keep her high value men friends in her network, her friend circle. See, you really want to know how your lady feels about you? Tell her to shut off our Instagram. When y'all together, cut off social media. See what happens. See, homewreckers need constant attention. Rule number 1, gentlemen, if you're with a woman and you're supposed to be with her, she should be getting her validation and her affirmation through you. She shouldn't need to post a picture and get 10,000 likes. She should get 10,000 likes from you. So I laugh when I hear women say, I don't need a high value man. If he gonna cheat, no, you'll just cheat. You'll just take all the non-sexual attention from other men. Homewrecker. Modern woman high value ʻhōmʻrekər. That's right. Don't type in all caps. Don't type in all caps. Let me see. Why are these messages being deleted? If you put in too many exclamation points or things like that, it's going to delete it. So we got to talk about it. We are quick to call a man out. We're quick to call a man out on his stuff. He's a cheater. He's a high value man. He's exercising options. If he's making 10 times what a man should make, he should get 10 times the women, 10 times the access, 10 times the opportunity. As long as he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Take your high value lifestyle, take your kids, take your life, take your Beamer, go on down the street and be happy with the fact that your name is on the wheel and everything else. And let him do what he does if he does it. Just have some rules. Well, have an arrangement. And if you don't like that, fine. But don't think you can just go to an average guy, good old average Aaron or regular Greg, and think above average Aaron or regular Greg and think you're going to play him while getting your attention from other. No. You still need to treat the average and regular guy like a high value man. Oh. Well, if I got to do that, I might as well. So think about, if this ain't you, ladies, cool. But I want you to ask yourself, do you know women like this? Women who move like ʻhōmʻrekərs. Wreck their own homes. Want to take their 20s to hot girl summer. Turn up, do this, do that. Non-committal, terrified of marriage. Think that 23 or 25 is too young to be getting married. Think that a woman should only start thinking about marriage at age 30 or above. When that goes completely opposite to nature. You ask her, she'd been engaged 1, 2, 3 times. Some of them mess around and had a kid. What do you call these women? They wreck homes. That's what I call them. Let's call them ʻhōmʻrekərs. If we don't call them ʻhōmʻrekərs, what do we call them? Especially if you had a kid. Because, you know, you were with the daddy long enough to get pregnant. Why didn't you marry him? Especially if you're one of them folks that, were you pregnant longer than you were with the baby daddy? Still wrecked the home. See, 100 years ago, we had shotgun weddings. Y'all had to get married. This high value thing got some modern women on this high value. High value comes with cost and restrictions on you, not on him. And if you want it, cool. If you don't, leave it alone and get somebody that's on your SMV level. That's what shocks so many women when I tell them your sexual marketplace value is not, NOT, not your income or your education. It's this. You make $75,000, but if you are 5'4" and 210 pounds, you're low value to a man. If a man's making $25,000, he's low value to you. But see, we're okay with those. We're okay with putting restrictions on men. Ladies, stop wrecking your homes. Accept the fact of your sexual marketplace value. This is one of the hardest things for women. Because here's the thing. Let me round it all up. You know, April? You know why this is hard for so many women to accept? Because all the women that's been engaged 1, 2, 3 times, if they could tell you the truth, they thought they could do better. Because it ain't like women are turning down engagements from men that they value and respect and admire. Because if that's the case, she'd be Mrs. So-and-so. She got the ring. She was in a situationship. But when it got right down to it, I think I'll hold out. I think I'll hold out. I think I will do better. And what's going on? So you think you're going to do better. You're getting a good offer at 25, but you think you're going to hold out till you're 35? Oh, okay. All right. I think I can do better. Okay. How many of them end up doing better? How many of these women that have been engaged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times ever end up getting married to the kind and caliber of man that they want? They don't. That's why I was sitting there arguing with that woman in Chicago. I'm like, we are sitting here arguing about 40-year-old women getting married and having babies. That's how warped we've gotten. We got to argue for the most minimal circumstance. Let me say some other things since since you're already gonna be pissed off at me. There are no women that are 10 over age 30. At 30, the highest you can ever be is a 9. Now, you would say close to 40, the highest you could be is an 8, but that's kind of variable. But 40, 45. But see, there are women who are 40 years old who will call themselves 10s. No, you can't be a 10 and you're past childbearing. And let's go ahead and just jump all the way in to all you freezer egg women. All you popsicle mamas. How many times do we have to meet women from Chicago that done froze their eggs? How many women do we need to meet from Chicago that done froze their eggs? What you freezing eggs for? You ain't getting married to a man you value. Knock it off. You chose your career. I'm not talking about that one woman I was talking to. There were at least 5 women I've talked to from Chicago over the last year who are career women who have frozen their eggs. At least 5. But I want you to think about it. Every woman who's frozen their eggs, why are you doing it? To try to do like Doctor Strange and turn back time. You chose your career, roll your career, but you wrecked that. I mean, think about what I'm saying. You know, if a woman has chosen her career, fine. You really think that men believe you're going to sit back and carry that child at 40? Most of you are prideful. You don't want to mess up your body. You're freezing eggs more often than not to keep options on the table that have expired. Everybody has to retire from the NBA or the NFL. You got to hang up the jersey. At what age do you ladies start hanging up the jersey? ʻhōmʻrekers? See, ʻhōmʻrekers don't want to hang up the jersey. Jordan had to put up the jersey. As great as he was, he had to stop. Most of us wish he'd have stayed gone after the second three-peat, but he came back for the Wizards years. Most true Jordan fans just act like that didn't happen. Because the Jordan that you saw then was past his time. It's like Muhammad Ali when he kept fighting. No. When he was fighting Larry Holmes, I'm like, the punch was coming from Cleveland and Ali couldn't move. I'm like, Jesus. But see, the thing is, why don't people want to hang up the jersey? Why don't people want to hang up the jersey? Because they don't have anything in front of them. You spent your entire life being a young hottie, a girl's trip or whatever. You haven't, in our culture, it's a youth culture, especially in the United States, but in the black community, everybody wants to stay under 30. No, we need to make it cool to be 40 and 50. You see, if you really believe that there was something good coming on down the line, but see, a lot of ladies don't want to hang up the jersey because it's like, well, dang, I can't put on my little black dress. No, it's 21. You look out of place at the 21 and over club, Ma. You're 37. You still got a banging body, but you're 37. See, in rom-coms, especially when you have white women that are in romantic comedies, they make a joke out of, the mother and her friend still trying to go to the club after she's having problems with her boyfriend. And what she does is she accepts the fact that she has to hang up the jersey and it's time to go be the housewife. That's why that in conversation I had with Sister Girl the other day was so important, because so many of our women are stuck in college and high school. And then they get to be mid-30s.
Danger zone!
Out of options, out of time, too old for this, values to their estimated value in their mind is too high. I make $75,000, so I need a man at least making more than me, when honestly, you're 10 years past when you should have been with somebody, so you can't get somebody up there. And if you did get him, you would have to end up sharing him, and you're not willing to do that. So what are we telling women? You wrecked that home. That's a home that you would have had, and you wrecked it. So we hear so many women, I'm single by choice. And if I don't marry, I'll be good. That's not normal, ladies. And we need to start calling it for what it is. It's not normal for women not to want to have a husband or kids. It's not normal. That's not how females have evolved. That's what you've accepted, because now you're coming to terms with the fact that I cannot go to the next phase of life because I'm unfit, unqualified for it. All I'm fit for was this part. I'm a sprinter. I'm about to drop one on you. Too many modern women today, you're relationship sprinters, when we need wives that are cross-country runners. You're built for the sprint. Hallelujah, Jesus. That's right. You're a sprinter. You're hell in the 100 and the 200. You'll fuck a 400 up. But if we try to put you on a mile or the relay, you are out of gas. You over there with Usain Bolt sitting back saying, what? When Becky, Marisol, Mylene just springing around, running on the balls of their feet. They're running like some wild dogs. You ever see wild dogs? Wild dogs can run forever. Modern women, y'all like cheetahs. You ever see a cheetah track a prey down? They get that sprint and cheetahs be like, and wild dogs just be like, God damn. Okay, we're gonna run to Siberia and back, while the cheetah just be like, damn, I need a nap. Yeah. You're a relationship sprinter. You put all your life into the sprint. Hot girl sprint, summer sprint, WAP sprint, ski-wee sprint, oob sprint, Z5 sprint, whatever what the single gamma rose do. Whatever y'all do, sprint. But then the next stage of life, you don't have it. You didn't plan for it. So then you're like, well, I'm good to being single. All right, then like an asshole girl, let's say, okay, what's life look like after 50? What does life look like after 50? Because at 40, you still can pretend like you 30-ish. But at 50, ain't no more on that plan. At 50, you looking like Aunt Dub C. West Side Connect up in this bitch. You got your fresh ass white t-shirt on and your khakis and your cornrow. You can't play no more at 50. You look for real like somebody's grandma. You can't play. And then you look around and you've had a job, a life of working middle class. You're not broke, but you ain't rich. You've had a life of $50,000 to $75,000 for life. You've got no money saved up because you can't. You got a decent home, a mid-sized car, and a little bit of money in retirement. You got enough money to last maybe 8 years of retirement. Maybe, if you're lucky. Maybe. So ask you what life looks like after retirement. I'll travel and I'll do this. No, you're going to work. You're going to work because you're going to have to. You're going to downsize, have to go live in an apartment, go live in a senior center, go live over there. Like a lot of these things are starting to pop up. I will bring some diagrams to Wednesday and show you senior centers that are starting to pop up around the country. And you know what it is? Little small neighborhoods. And you know what it's filled with? Women. Little apartment communities where there's like a community center in the middle, a washateria, a little lounge, and down one side it's like a prefab community. We're gonna just drop in Spencerville. And gonna have a spinsters left and right. They don't do that for men. Because where you gonna go? The largest employers are federal government and retail. It ain't like you're gonna be rich. You're gonna go live in Spencerville because you could not hang up the jersey, and make a home. You decided to wreck your home. So Spencerville is where you're going to end up. If you're lucky. If you're lucky, you'll end up in Spencerville. If you're not, if you live like give me some towns in Florida. Because like how many women call in out of Alabama and Florida and Georgia? Spencerville will be in mixed cities. You got to have somebody with a tax base to afford Spencerville. I never thought about it. How long you plan on living? 78, 80 years old, 85? Retirement 65. You got 25 more years left. If you live to be 80 years old and retirement is 65, that's 15 years. How much money will you need? At $50,000 a year, 15 years is $750,000. That's decreasing your standard of living down to $50,000. If you make $70,000 right now, ladies, 10 years, you need $750,000 just to get 10 years out of it. Uh-oh. And then you need to look at the numbers. So this sounds like a finance. It sounds like it comes down to money. Yeah. Because what's supposed to happen is you an average regular person. You're supposed to go get with regular Greg or above average Aaron. And y'all both live together. And in your 70 and his 70, y'all got 140, but you live like you had 70. So you can stack this and have some money to retire on. But instead, what do? Oh, that ain't enough. You think you'll get further in your life on one salary than two? You can't overcome this math, ladies. And then you look at Greg or Aaron later on, they're like, now you want me? Now you want me. You're 50 years old. Now you want to settle down? Now you want to hang up the jersey? Now you want it? Nah, I'll pass. And that's what a lot of men are saying. No, I'll pass. And it's shocking because what has happened in the last few years that we have started to begin to see what the womanist, feminist, equality, deregulated sexual marketplace is really looking like after age 50. And it ain't pretty. We are just at the tip of it. What's coming next? Ladies, all I would say is understand the Titanic has hit the iceberg. You see it coming if you're here. Poof. Remember the movie? Poof. You're on watch on this channel. Poof. Now what you gonna do? You gonna hold out for this high value man that you don't qualify for?
Danger zone!
You're over 35. You gonna hold out for this high value man that you don't qualify for? Or are you in no man's land? And you gonna sit back and say, oh, hold up. Take them eggs out the freezer. It's a wrap. We're not doing that. Hey, Greg. Hey, Aaron. My bad. My bad. I was on some other stuff. How can I get on your program? What can I do for you to make you want to work with me for the next 35 years? What does that need to happen? Thank you, by the way. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a shot to get on your program, regular Greg, above average Aaron. Thank you for saving me, because that's a life jacket. Or you're going to be like so many of these other sisters and the band is playing. And you act like nothing ain't going on. You just up there, You're going to act like ain't nothing going on. What they going to do? Just act like ain't nothing going on. What they doing? They just acting like... Girl, what happened? I don't know. The ship stopped moving. Put on your skirt. Let's go dance. I know you built like a position
Looking
in
at
the
it,
truck.
say what's wrong or
We're
right.
gonna go on a girl trip. We're going to Aruba. We're going. I want to travel. I ain't never been to farther than Cancun on my own or the Bahamas.
Guess I'm addicted
But now at 50, I want to go to the
life.
moon on somebody else's money. Yeah, girl, he out there.
I follow.
I just been to Tijuana
No
on
need
my
to
money.
say
That dude want to be with me.
where we are
He
headed
gonna take me
now,
to Paris
babe.
for lunch.
I follow
I got the good
to
looking
the
walk.
edge of it all. To the
Oh my hip,
edge
oh my hip,
of
oh
it all.
my.
So tell your goodnight.
What you gonna do? You gonna keep telling the good lies to yourself? That what it is? You gonna keep telling the good lies to yourself, or you gonna get real and saying, guess what? I was raised and taught how to wreck homes. And whether they did it on purpose or they did not know is irrelevant. It is what it is. We've hit the iceberg. I got one life, and I'm tired of looking at this damn dog. I'm tired of being angry all the time. I'm tired of being alone all the time. I'm tired of acting like the problem's the men. I've wrecked my home. I want to fix it. It's time to do the home repair. Bob Vila need to come up in this mother, and that's who you need. You don't want to build a Bob? You do need to build a Bob. But build a Bob Vila to help you fix your home that you wrecked. Hello, Godfather Original. Trademark that shit. Or, maybe I'm just talking shit. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But what I do know is this one thing. That men are far more qualified, far more suitable to live life until we die by ourselves. Women, you are not. So where are you going to go? Spencerville? Or are you going to look for Bob Vila? You're going to look for Builder Bob Vila, or you're going to go to Spencerville? Because the high-value men, they are okay. They're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. Whatever they choose, they're going to be all right. But let's open it up. Let's open it up because I want to hear from them. I want to hear from the ladies. I want to hear from the ladies who think, I can't stand when you start talking this bull crap. You act like women, that ain't fair. That you get to be a man and you get to have, that your life is better later on than it was at the beginning. You had your advantage. You had your time. You had your hotness. It's men's time. I don't make human beings the way they are. Now, when we do this, no men call in. And I only want to talk to women who disagree or have an issue with what I'm saying. You must get on camera over here. Got to make sure you got 2 rules. Don't overtalk me. And I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me. No men. You won't get on. You don't even try it. Because we really need to get this talked about. We need to get something out here because, ladies, have you had enough? Or do you want to go to Spencerville? I mean, they'll take you. Spencerville, no waiting.
Yeah. Luna. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, me olvidaré. lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
All right, let's get it. Why is this important? Well, several reasons. One, because it is clear, it's become extremely clear to me that a big reason a lot of women are waiting to marry is because, one, you simply do not understand men. Number one. Number two, those of you who may understand men, your estimation of yourself is far too high. Why are you waiting to get married if you really understand what your SMV is? If you are a 5, why are you holding out? What are you holding out for? If you are a 6, that means you're cute. What are you holding out for? But what happens more often than not is many women have an overestimation of their actual sexual marketplace value. And what does that mean? Well, you have an overestimation of your sexual marketplace value, so like I can do better later. Yeah, I don't know if you come in here with a guy's name, I'm going to just bounce you. So, yeah, come on. You got to show yourself. First name Omni, you have to show yourself, or she's not gonna get on screen. Yeah, get on camera, or you can sit there in the dark. So, if you have an overestimate, it's like, okay, you ready? It's like a lot of folks. Okay, all right, let's go. All righty then. Unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay. All right. What do you got for me on the topic?
Oh, I'm sorry. I seen the link posted and I just wanted to listen in. I'm sorry.
All right. Jesus. Only join the link if you want to be on the show. I don't know why people do that. You see the link posted. I don't know why that happens. It's like, if you want to, no, that's crazy. I'm just going to just pop up. Ladies only, must join. All right. See, I think this topic bothers a lot of women because it's knowing when to get out of the game. And if you don't know when to get out of the game, as a woman, you'll stay in too long. And this is what is going on with a lot of modern women. You're in the game too long. Janet, you gotta go. Your camera's not even on, so. We're gonna remove you. So, ladies, go ahead and join if you have a question. You got to want to ask on the topic. All righty. More of these folks in these dark cars. So what's happening is many women are starting to come to the revelation that one, they may not like the things that I say, but it's becoming harder and harder for women to ignore the reality of the truth, especially for women who are so-called professional women, you know, and I'm all for that. Kudos. I wouldn't want to deal with a woman who's not professional. You know, I don't mind when I ask about going to college. My issue with a lot of women going to college is if you know you want to be a wife, why are you going to get these advanced degrees? When you know you want to be a wife. An undergrad, I can understand that. But why going to get these advanced degrees if you know you ultimately want to be a wife? And if you know you ultimately want to be a wife, you should be finding your husband at school or doing the collegiate experience, not waiting until corporate America. You've passed your time by that time. All right, you got to get on camera. Amber, your audio, your microphone's not connected. Yeah, you can't just flash yourself on the screen like that. You got to stay on, or you got to go. Tamaya, okay, you got the bounce. Let's do this gallery view. Erica, go ahead and unmute yourself. Erica, go ahead. Hello. Hey, how are you? I'm good. Amber, I'm about to move you back to the waiting room. I'll talk to Erica. So what do you got for me?
If you got kids already, you're a homewrecker.
Well, why did I say that?
Because you already, like, I guess, broke up a home, which I
Yeah.
totally understand.
Okay. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree, but
Okay.
like, can you really count it? Like, okay, say for me, I had my child fresh out of high school with somebody who's
How old are you?
Just, yeah.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 29.
So you were born in the age of the internet.
Pretty much the beginning, yes.
So you know exactly how babies are made.
Right.
I don't care that you made a baby at high school. You knew better.
Right.
So,
but
just like if you, okay, take it away from you. Did you ever read a book called The Scarlet Letter?
No, I haven't.
A Scarlet Letter is a novel by Dickens, basically where people who used to commit adultery had to walk around with a scarlet letter A emblazoned on their clothing. Sometimes they had to have it put on their flesh. Why? Because that was how the world felt about adultery in this novel. Your scarlet letter, whether you love it or not, ma'am, is irrelevant to the world, is your child.
Right.
And your choice to be a mother impacted you and that kid. I can't undo the fact that kids are supposed to be born to a home, not to a high schooler.
That is true.
All right.
I think
so that's why I use that term, because we call it single mothers and we soften it, but it means more than that. But let's go on.
I think it's just the whole, I guess, how people like homewrecker just seems so harsh.
Well, it's the truth.
I know.
See, when a guy is not doing what he's supposed to do, we don't mind calling him trash or this or that. The fact, okay, did you and the father ever try? How old was the father?
Ooh, I don't know how he is now because I just can't keep up with it. But 3 years older than me. I think he was like 23. I was what?
You can't tell me how much older the father is than you? How many years? Okay, get out of the comment section. Hello? What the hell?
Hello?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. I think my
Okay,
internet was just
okay. Did you get? Okay, how much older is the father than you?
about 4 years.
About 4 years. How old were
Yes.
you when you had your kid?
Me, I was 18,
So you
going on
were in high
19.
school messing with a guy in college.
But he wasn't even in college. He was just out of school.
Well, so that's all on you.
Yeah.
But 100 years ago, you would have had to marry that guy.
This is very
Yes or
much
no?
true. Yes, yes,
And you'd
yes.
have had to figure out how to make a home with him.
Right.
Therefore, so I don't understand. So
I
what's
mean, I tried that
what?
though.
Okay, did y'all get married?
No.
Okay. Then I got to ask, why had a baby?
Say it again.
Then why have the baby?
I mean, yeah, getting rid of the baby was a choice, but why? Why?
Because you're not ready to be a mother. You're not old enough. Obviously, not mature enough. You can't take care of it. It has consequences in life. Okay, I'm saying have an abortion. How about adoption?
Very much true. I mean,
Bottom line, you should have been pregnant. It's what you should have been doing. That's the net of
you're
it.
right.
You want to get out here and see. The thing is, well, we need to start calling stuff what it is. ʻhōm‌rekər. See, we make you feel some kind of way to say ʻhōm‌rekər. Just like you have a son or a daughter.
I have a son.
You gonna tell him to use a condom?
Yeah.
Exactly. See,
Yes, I
having
would.
sex does not mean you have to have a baby.
Right.
You chose to have unprotected sex and have a baby.
This is right. And I mean, I know this, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's because I've never heard, that's what it is. I've never heard of it, or I've never heard anybody call it ʻhōm‌rekər. Like, I totally get it.
I get it, but were your mother and father married?
No.
So imagine what would have happened if you'd have heard something like this when you were 16 years old. If you'd have heard somebody or 14, somebody would have said, having a baby makes you a ʻhōm‌rekər. You think you'd have made the same choice as you did?
No.
Thank you. So I'm gonna keep calling it ʻhōm‌rekər because we need to stop doing what you did.
But
there we go. That's the truth. We need to stop doing this. We need to stop softening stuff. We got to the point to now women are coming up into church with 1, 2, 3 kids by multiple different dudes sitting on the front row. When I was born, if you got pregnant, you had to go away. And you came back with a little brother from spending the summer in Chicago. You wonder so many people got to Chicago? All them baby mamas in Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas. It's the baby mama pipeline straight from the south to Chicago. If they either made it to St. Louis or Chicago. See how effective that is? Calling it a ʻhōm‌rekər? Calling women who wreck their homes ʻhōm‌rekers? It ain't like I'm lying. But I don't want to be called a ʻhōm‌rekər. What do you want to be called? A queen, god, diva, mother earth, or cocoa butter, sea moss, green, gold? What you want me to call it? What you want me to call it? That's what we want to do. We want to call it something it ain't. We want it to be something that, okay, Chanel, unmute yourself. Sea moss green, mother goddess earth, or the symbol of Hindu, unmute yourself, Chanel. Sea moss gold. Okay, you gotta mute the YouTube in the background. You gotta mute YouTube. Turn off TV. Hello? Oh Lord. You got YouTube running through the Chanel, can you hear me? Yes, turn off your TV. Oh Lord. Ready? Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 30.
So, what do you got for me on the topic? Are modern women high value home wreckers?
I can agree, right?
You can disagree. I'm looking. Well, you can agree, but go ahead.
Are you specifically looking for people to disagree? Because
Well, that was the whole point to try to get. I mean, to understand why the disagreement would be. But go ahead. What do you have?
I mean, I do agree. I feel like women who have children out of wedlock, it's essentially an irresponsible decision. And so I think there's a lot of lack of accountability in that regard. And so
Let's take it away from the women having it because that's too much. That's a trigger issue. What about the women who just choose to not get married, but got all these engagements? What about women who choose to be in 4, 5, and 6 year relationships and never go? They never go nowhere.
I've definitely been guilty of that. And um,
Why?
hopefully all those women can learn from their mistakes as I'm trying to.
Well, okay, so what's your longest relationship?
My longest relationship was 5 years.
So why didn't you guys choose to get married?
Um, I think that I I wanted to, and I could see that potentially for us. But I just don't think that. I think that there was like a lack of, like he had a lack of confidence and ambition, and I think that was like a negative. It was bringing me. It felt like a like negative bad energy that was bringing me down.
So I gotta ask, why are you with somebody for 5 years like that?
Whew, I don't know. I tried to. I didn't have enough strength to remove myself from the situation. I think I had unresolved issues
Okay.
that, yeah, I had a lot of unresolved issues.
Did you have a was your father in your life?
No, not he thinks he was, but
Okay.
I disagree.
I mean, life happens, but one thing well, women have to start telling women to stop being involved in these multi-year relationships with guys that ain't doing nothing. Because I'm gonna just go there. In the 5 years you were with him, I guarantee you there was some suitable, regular, average dudes that wanted to holler at you, and you gave them no time. Let me go ahead and give you a slap right there, because that's on you. You are married. Why didn't you give him to it? Why didn't you give him a chance?
Too much in me and just investing, trying to overinvest or overcompensate, I guess, fantasizing about
Was the
possibilities,
sex
not
that
really
good?
reality. That was like a big issue, actually, that there wasn't really much of that happening.
Okay.
Um, so,
So you were with somebody who you weren't even having good relations with?
ooh, make it make sense, right?
Well, I mean, some people need it. Some folks we have a savior complex. Have you had any therapy?
Yep, I'm currently in therapy now.
All right, well, that's all we can do. I mean, how long you been in therapy?
I was in it for a few months span and then I paused and then I just reinstated. So it's been about a month now.
How long ago was your 5 year relationship?
It ended in 2017.
That's almost 4 years ago.
Yep. I've had a relationship since then. That was a year and a half. Um,
All right. What do you want though?
I definitely want to be married.
Did the person that you just ended with in 2000, the one you just ended with for a year and a half, did they want to be married?
They did.
Okay, so why'd you guys end?
Um, Neither one of us was ready. He's a good man, and
Oh,
uh,
whoa. You want to be married,
mhm.
but neither one of you were ready? What does that mean? What does that mean you weren't ready?
I wasn't ready because I listened to a lot of your content. I had a really good friend from my past who opened my eyes to um, the way that I was, I guess, moving in the world. And so I was moving in a way that was very low value at that time. And he also was not moving in a way that accentuated his value or like really stepping into his masculinity. I wasn't leading with my femininity, and we clashed. And we didn't really know why.
So you were with somebody for 18 months or so. But you see, one of the big problems when I hear sisters that do this stuff, it's like, all right, at some point you got to hang up that jersey and got to decide, I'm ready to be a wife and not accept dating anybody who you're not. If you want to be a wife, are you wife worthy? Number one, are you wifeable? And then you get to choose who you allow to court you. We choose where the relationship happened. But when you say we weren't ready, if he'd have asked you, if you met somebody that was ready, were you a wife at the time?
I'm sorry, can you?
If you met somebody okay, if you wanted to be married and let's just say he was husband ready, were you wife ready at the time this last relationship broke up? This last relationship broke.
I don't think so. No.
So there you go. Then stop dating. Do the work. Because at 30, you have less time between now. This is why I say you got to slow down to speed up. You can't undo the 5 years. You can't undo the year and a half. But what you need, what makes more sense is to understand, stay in therapy, work, do the work so you can understand what you need that's going to make what you actually need in a relationship from somebody. Versus picking based upon the things you picked on in the past, because unfortunately, women, you have to make more relationship decisions earlier on than men do. That's just reality, because a man can do this similar things and then decide to get our stuff together around 40 and still got life. Y'all can't. So when you go back out here, you need to be focused on the outcome you want for the next rest of your life. Because that's really what's on the line. That's why I say danger zone. The rest of your life is on the line. If you want to be married and a mother,
Danger zone.
that's what's up right now. All right, Chanel, peace out. All right. We can't just, we all got to pass, man. Everybody, we all make mistakes or else we couldn't be here. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey,
Hello.
Kevin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Good. How old are you?
36.
So what's the disagreement?
I don't really disagree with you. Here's the deal that I have, though. Like, I think that I fit into the whole entire category that you've talked about beforehand, where you stated, in your teens or 20s, I'm sorry, to go ahead and get married. I did that. I got married. I had a kid. I have one son to my ex-husband, but obviously it didn't work out, and it didn't work out for numerous reasons. But the deal breaker was he had 2 children on me, and I didn't know how to handle that at that time. So now I'm 36.
Two children while you guys were married?
Yes. Well, I found out about them after we were married. So we were engaged when he impregnated them, but I didn't find out about them until after we were married. So I felt deceived.
Well, you were.
Yeah. So here I am now, 36. I want to be married, but listening to you, I'm understanding now, like, wow, I have to take a step back and understand that. And I'm not going, I've been around the 300, 400,000, millionaires. I've been around them in the insurance industry, but I never really understood. I was raised by my father, who didn't teach me these kinds of things. So is there any way possible for people who just, I know that you're doing it, but how do you start over? What do you do? I'm 36.
What do you want?
I want to be married.
Okay, I get that. And then after that?
I want to build a life with someone.
And what does that mean?
That means I want more children. And
let's start getting to the specifics, because a lot of you ladies just talk in vague terms. I want to be married. I want to build. What do you want? You want to be married? How many more kids do you want?
1, maybe 2.
How old is your child?
10.
1, maybe 2.
Yes.
You know what comes next? Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
I'm not totally against going back into the workforce after I have my son, or daughter or child. I'm not against it 100%.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills? Yeah. See how you keep being vague, and I'm going to make you be specific. What do you want?
No, if I don't have to, absolutely not.
All right. So, you know my questions. How tall are you?
36.
No. That's how old you are. How tall are you?
Oh, 5'11".
Dress size?
14.
You knew that was coming. I mean, come on, Ma. I mean, nobody's marrying a 6-foot woman who weighs more than they do and putting them in the house and they ain't out of work.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's 36. Do you not think that's a lot to ask for?
I said I don't mind going back
see,
to
the difference between saying I don't mind means you really do mind, because you don't want to have to do it. And see, you ladies need to start being honest. You don't want to have to work. And you feel some kind of way that your first marriage didn't work. Okay, I get it. But the next man ain't got nothing to do with the first man.
I agree.
So you want to be married. Well, guess what a man who marries you gonna have to be?
What?
A stepfather.
Okay.
How many men want to do that? They're making the kind of money you was talking about.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. So here comes the hard question. Could you marry and respect a man making $40,500 for the rest of his life?
I could if he had goals, visions, and dreams.
You can't
to build
make
upon
this
it.
shit up. Every
To
time.
build upon it. To build upon
Every
it.
time. You can't make it up, people. You saw where it was going. Every time I ask a woman this question, the answer is always yeah, but, which means, yeah, I'll accept him if he's here as long as he'll make more later. I said for the rest of his lifetime, because that's what the median the salary of a black man makes. And the answer is what? No, I could not respect him.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could respect him, to be honest with you. I could respect him.
Husbandly respect.
Husbandly respect.
Husbandly
Here's
submission.
Why.
Okay, so let's see. Let's test it.
Yeah. Here's why, though.
Hold on, time out. I get to it my way. Husbandly submission. So that means, do you make more than that?
Yes.
All right. So that means you'd be all right with being, because at 36, you can't go back to making what you did at 23.
I was making less at 23.
Of course, that's why I said you can't go back.
Okay.
So my point is, every dollar that gets spent in the family, you're going to be having to put in your percentage, and he's going to put in his percentage. And one of the major problems in relationships is money. And it's one thing to say it on a YouTube channel, but let's say, let's just say I don't want to get too much in your personal business. Let's just say you're making $80,000. That means every dollar that gets spent, you spending 66 cents out of it. If you drive a Mercedes, does he get a Mercedes too?
We share.
No. If you have 2 cars, you have a Mercedes because you make it 80. Does he get a car that he's making at 40, or does he get a Mercedes too?
We share.
What does that mean?
We have a Mercedes and we'll have an Altima or something like that.
But who's driving? But who's driving the Altima?
He wants to drive the Mercedes.
Who's driving the Altima?
We gonna alternate.
Okay. The financial issue is gonna be big.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big. And see, you need to make more, and I'll tell you why you need to make more. because you're bringing in somebody else's child.
Okay.
So the question is, this is the unfortunate part when relationships break up, because through no fault of your own or whatever, your husband had 2 kids. I get it. But because you make more money, your estimation of what you want is still higher than what most men make.
Okay.
And there will be conflict. A financial conflict is on the horizon, because when I asked, you said as long as he's willing to do this or do that, which really means I want him to try to up his income.
True.
That's really what that means. And why do you want him to up his income?
Because I believe that a marriage should be something that you are building together. So like, even if I come into the relationship making more money, but I have a drive, a goal, a vision, or likewise him, and we can build that thing together, then I don't care if you're making 40,000 right now. That's not where we're staying. You're going to support me in my goal and my vision, and I'm going to support you in your goal and your vision.
Oh yeah, you just gave exactly the formula for disaster.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, you're talking like a man.
Okay.
This is what guys get. Masculine women who want to be talk about whose goal. That ain't nothing. That's not your part. You're 36.
Yes.
Go back to your grandmother, your great grandmother. My grandmother out-earned my grandfather. She didn't talk nothing like you talking about.
Okay.
She wasn't on this, he's goal and my goal and we gonna do this. She made the chicken.
Okay.
So the issue is really, all right. Do you understand why I say you're coming at this from a masculine position?
I do. And another reason why I'm listening to you, Kevin, is because I was raised by my father. So I know I have a lot of masculine tendencies. My father didn't teach me certain things. I had to learn along the way. And so learning from you, I'm really learning, like I have to really tap into my feminine side, because I'm a go-getter.
What is a man if a man ain't a paycheck, what is he?
He's a companion. He is someone I can confide in, someone that I can
But the funny
trust
thing
and
is,
build with.
if that's the case, then why do you need him to be on this purpose and gold and build and all this other stuff? See, I have to ask you those questions. But what it really is, a man to you first is money, is a provider, and that's fine. But unfortunately, most men don't earn the kind of money you're talking about. Neither do most women. Did your ex-husband make more than you?
No.
And what the French toast are you talking about? You married him younger and gave him a baby, and you want a Negro to come along later with your size 14 and 6 feet tall, making that ain't even fair. That ain't even close to being fair. I mean, we had the running back, and now we got the tight end over here talking shit. I mean, y'all are crazy.
Well, I was making less money and he was making more money at the time because I was younger, and he's 7 years older than I am. So he was making more money.
Right. So the fact of the matter is he got the better deal, and now you're older, and now you want to flip the deal. And you're like, well, I want to make more. No. Nope. Not going to work. No, man. And this whole masculine thing, feminine thing, that ain't. I feel sorry for a lot of sisters who do this, because you want a man who's earning outside of what most men earn. And men want something for that. They want something for that because they know what that's worth. And I think you are being honest and saying honestly, that, I would say, I don't know how long your marriage broke up, but it sounds like you kind of soured on men.
No.
I didn't mean you don't. You didn't, that if a man is not providing, that's going to be big, because you're not as young as you used to be. You've tasted a different standard of life. And the truth is, you want a man to have what you want and more. That's natural. That's how women have evolved. Unfortunately, I cannot snap and make more men that way. So you're going to have to compete for that kind of man. And most of those men do not want to be a stepfather. They want young wives who they can build their own family with. So if you find another husband, I think it would be remiss to just cut off all men. This is why I say you ladies need to lower your standard to your sexual marketplace value. That's where your standard should be, because that's what men are looking at women as, your sexual marketplace value.
Okay.
I appreciate it. All right, have a good night. Yeah, man. Y'all know how that go. Y'all know how that go. I know, man. Say power forward up in this mug. So, ladies, call in. Ladies, call in. Oh, we got another 15 minutes. Ladies only, join the show. Ladies only, join the show. Here we go. You know, we got to get past this point of where ladies only think men, if he ain't got no money, it ain't good enough for me. Uh-oh. Get a man making that kind of money, man. Unmute yourself. You can't get a man making. Hello? 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 You don't get to choose the man making that. Hello? No. Ladies, you don't get to just choose the man making that kind of money. Those men want something. And see, the unfortunate part is, well, she was right. Her dad didn't teach her that. Okay. Men still want it. Men still want fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. Childless. That's what they want. Especially men who are earning the top 15% of all earnings, $75,000 more. They are going to get it. Those are my hit squad guys. And the guys who are straight up high value men, they're going to get everything they want. And the number one thing that all women can work on is your fitness. There is no excuse, unless you got a doctor's note, for you walking around as a woman weighing more than a man at your height. Absolutely not.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
Look, you got to turn your, okay, she jumped off. So, yeah, you got to understand, ladies, that men aren't being shallow for wanting women. And let me explain something. A man wants to be able to pick you up and carry you across the marital threshold. Can a man pick you up? If your man can't pick you up without straining, you weigh too much. He need to be able to scoop you up and keep it moving. If he can't pick you up, smaller women get bigger rings, ladies. And I've said it before. Women tell men what they think they deserve by their appearance and their attitude. This guy's a weirdo. That weirdo call back again. Hey, Miss Joyner, how are you? Just a second. Kevin, will you be my daddy? I need you to be my papa. Go ahead and unmute yourself. You laughing at him. I know. He bless his little peanut head. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, so what do you got for me?
I'm trying to think of where I should begin.
Well, what do you want? What do you want out of a relationship?
As far as a relationship, that's not really what I'm
okay, so
thinking about.
Why are you here?
Because I feel like a lot of females don't realize a lot of things that we are supposed to do, regardless of how much we want to be independent and headstrong and have a voice. Like there are
How old are you, by
still
the way?
things
How old did you say
that
you were?
I'm 40.
Are you married?
No,
Have you been married?
no.
So why not?
I mean, I'm in a relationship, but
Okay.
I'm not married.
Well, because what I'm hearing you about to say what women should or should not do, what they don't understand, and that's okay. But I gotta ask, when did
I know.
why not married at 40? Why no kids?
I have children.
Okay, why not a husband
That's
before the kids?
um uh, well, unfortunately, like
But how many
the
kids
others,
first
I
off? How
didn't.
many
I
kids do
have
you have?
three. I have three.
All by the same father, different fathers?
No, all different.
Okay. So have you
Like I've always had the I want to be the housewife mentality. But being that,
huh?
my dad died when I was 9. So
Whoa. How can you be the housewife with three kids by three different men?
no, I'm saying before the children.
Okay, you said I've
Before the
always.
children, I've always wanted to, I've always imagined myself as the housewife.
Okay,
Like I've always
I
wanted
gotta
that.
ask you. Okay, I know
Younger.
when you close your eyes, then maybe we imagine. But what I gotta ask is, why did you accept being the baby mama then?
At the time, I didn't think I was just gonna be a baby mama.
But you knew you
Like
weren't. You knew
I
you were not
still
legally.
don't.
You knew what you knew you were not legally married.
Yeah.
So you knew you were going to
Uh,
be a baby mama because you knew you were not legally married.
yeah.
So we kind of stopped that's why this ́hōm‌rekər stuff, we got to stop that.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I know. Like
Well,
I'm not even
but when
gonna
you
sit
come
here
in
and
saying that you don't
say,
understand why women do this, and I'm like, women are going to ask, who are you to say this? And it's kind of hard to hear this
because
coming
I've
from.
done it myself. Like
Okay.
we don't want to hear
Okay.
the harsh reality, but we
But
need
what you
to.
did not say is women like myself. You didn't include
Oh,
yourself in
I'm
it.
sorry. Yes,
Yeah, that's why I'm
including
asking you.
myself.
Because you came at it like,
Yes.
hey, I don't understand why women don't do this. And I'm like, well, the women are going to
Yeah,
ask, why are
including
you saying
myself.
that?
Like
Okay. All right, cool. Go ahead.
I hate that it took me so long to
All right.
realize it.
All right. At what age did you say this all started to make sense?
I would say right before I hit 30.
No. Can't. You're 40.
I know.
How old is your youngest kid?
15.
But if it's made sense at 30, why are you not? Okay.
Because at that point, it was more of a factor of, okay, I'm gonna be 30.
Uh-huh.
I have 3 children by
True.
3 different people.
Right.
Now I need to find someone who would be willing to accept me and the children.
True.
Like to take on that responsibility.
Right.
And at the time,
And
like
how many
even
people have you
then,
dated in the last 10 years?
the last 10 years, I
Mm-hmm.
would say about 3 people.
3 people. Okay. And have all those people been willing to take on those responsibilities?
My current relationship, yes.
Okay. And how long? Okay. So one thing that the women tend to do is, even when you know what you should be doing, you do what you like. So at 30, if you know, it all kind of started to make sense. If only one out of the 3 relationships, then why have the other 2? Why not just work on improving yourself and being the best version of yourself, why go through those situations if those men aren't willing to take on those responsibilities? Because to men that just kind of equates to more mileage and more potential damage. Does that make
Very
sense?
true. Very true.
All right.
And that was a fear of mine. Like in
Okay.
every new relationship that I started.
So what would you tell young ladies that are in their late teens, early 20s, just now starting to come into their womanhood and know they want to be housewives or whatever? What advice would you give them?
If you know you want to be a housewife, you need to start learning how to not follow social media and all of these videos of, oh, I need somebody that has money already and he needs to take care of me before I do. Nope. The reality of it, nobody cares about that. Like, guys aren't going to tell you this. Like, even.
Do you have any daughters?
Yes.
How old are your daughters?
One is going to be 22 and one just turned 20.
None of them have children, do they?
My 20-year-old just had one.
Oh, we were doing so good. Now the wheels just fall completely off. We can't trust anything you said. See, this I don't understand you ladies.
Because it's like even with my daughter, like I've been trying to.
Ma'am, she's 20 and 22. See, I'm going to go back into something I said earlier. Instead of trying to find a fix for you, a man for you, maybe it's too young, man. You know that. You know this is too much. You know she's
I stopped trying to do for me. Like I'm.
But my point is, ma'am, it is. I'm trying to be delicate about this.
I'm sorry.
But a mother of 3 with 3 kids and have a daughter at 20 with a kid who's not married, these women aren't going to listen to you because they're going to say you couldn't even keep your daughter.
Sure.
So I don't understand, if you really learn what you say you learn, your daughter.
Because I feel like right now, at this point in my life, like I learned too slowly to start to implement that on my girls. So by the time
But if you said you learned it at 30, your daughter, your youngest, was 10. She hadn't even reached puberty yet.
Yeah.
But in those 10 years, you had 3 relationships. But in those 10 years, you had 3 relationships. And 2 with guys that didn't want to be stepfathers. Right?
Yeah.
Did those men meet your daughter?
2 out of the 3. Yeah.
So the current one and one of the other 2?
Yes, the previous one.
But your daughter, see what you've proven is the kids don't listen to what we say. They listen to what we do. And if they see mama having 1, 2, 3 babies by 3 different men, dating men who don't want to be stepfathers, but just getting the man in here, and then you will even allow the man 1 or 2 of the 3 to meet her. Have you had counseling?
Yeah.
How long ago?
I would say 3-4 years ago.
And how long were you in it?
Off and on for a couple of years.
So basically no. And do your daughters live with you?
Yes.
So you have a 20-year-old, a 22-year-old, and a 15-year-old son? And you have 3 children that live with you, and you have a 20-year-old that's pregnant.
No, she just recently had the baby. He's 3 months.
Where's the child? How old is the child's father?
He's 20.
What do you think your son's gonna do?
I'm nervous.
I don't know, ma'am. And how long
I
you been with
want
this current
him.
man you're with?
We've been together 4 years.
For a year?
Going on 4 years. Going on. No, it just turned 5 years. Oh my God.
5 years.
It just
Okay,
turned
5
5 years.
years. So what are you? Why? Okay, you said you were the man who wants to be a stepfather. Why isn't he your husband?
I don't know. We haven't really
Oh my God,
discussed it.
ma'am. No, this is some bullshit. This is a whole bunch of bullshit. This is a mess. Because I was trying to
It
ride
is.
with you. I was trying to try to make it look good. And now my antenna's starting to go off. This is a mess.
Right. Calm down.
Where's your if he wants to be your okay, why won't you get married?
I don't think I'm. I don't think I'm worth it.
All right. When at the bottom, when you're this deep, you just need to stop digging. And the first person that has to stop digging is you. So
I love you. I love you
wherever,
too.
if you were not in therapy, you know you need to be in it to deal with whatever issue, to work on whatever issue. Because I can't address it. I'm not going to go any further. But ma'am, the hardcore reality is you got a 20, a 20, a 22, a 20, and a 15. And I'm concerned that the 22-year-old may end up pregnant. I'm concerned that the 15-year-old may end up getting somebody pregnant. You're not married to the guy you've been with for 5 years. This is just chaotic. And the center of it all is you. And that's where you find yourself. So stop digging. Because this is what I mean by wrecking homes. We just do stuff. And we know we need help. We know stuff is wrong. We know stuff is broken. But we just keep going from one feeling to the next. But unfortunately,
I think that's why I haven't, like, as far as pushed marriage. Like
you can't push marriage onto a man who doesn't want to be married. I don't trust that you even know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
I know that. No, I wouldn't
I don't even know
even.
that
I
you know
wouldn't
what you're
even
talking about. If a man wanted to be married, if a man wanted to be your husband, he'd have proposed to you inside of 4 years.
No, I know that. Marriage hasn't even been a thought.
Yeah, you're just talking at this point. Home wrecking, man. This is bad. This gets bad for us because we just keep doing stuff. And unfortunately, like it or not, the world does not care about our problems. And when we are out and about, the world basically deals with our kids. I won't say that. Look, therapy would be good for you as a mother. And I need some group therapy, some family therapy. You can put together a family dynamic, but you're gonna have to address the issue. I just put it that way. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. All right. Oh yeah, this person's trying to troll. Juliana. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. What do you got for me on the topic?
So I'm 23 and I have a boyfriend right now, and we've been together like about 3 years, and we're kind of looking like we've talked about marriage and everything and moving on to the next step, but I'm kind of just like worried because my like family, especially like my mom, my parents are divorced, and she's kind of like kind of like a modern woman, I guess. Kind of like the women who like are a little bitter, I guess you could say. So she kind of like doesn't want me to end up like barefoot and pregnant kind of thing. And I do want to be a housewife. And me and my boyfriend
How old are you
talked
been?
about
How long you been with him?
3 years.
How old is he?
He's 25.
He's too young to be married. He's 25. You've been together 3 years, and he hasn't proposed to you yet.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's gonna propose?
I think he is. I think.
Why? Why do you think he is?
I don't know. I've seen him looking at rings recently, and I've heard like his family, like him talking to his family, kind of thing. That like he is right now, like going to like take that step. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's coming soon.
Okay, so I don't know what the question is.
So I just like kind of don't know how to deal with the whole like. I just wanted your like I guess advice on how to deal with like my family and like how they like don't like approve.
Because you've been with
like,
somebody for 3 years and you're not married and you have no commitment and you still don't know. You need to have the conversation and stop. Okay, what you're afraid of? You're afraid of having a conversation with him because you have a conversation with him and break up with you. But you need to know that. Okay, you asked for advice. 3 years. If he's going to propose to you, does he even know your ring size? Has he asked you? Apparently, he's not asked your mother or anybody in your family for your hand in marriage. So you're just looking at the optimistic, rosy scenario, and your family's saying, yeah, he's not doing any of this stuff. How do you know he's shopping for rings for you? Could be for his girlfriend across town. You don't know.
Yeah.
And honestly, honestly, I'm concerned with a guy who's 25 anyway. So
can I ask why?
Yeah, he's too young.
Okay.
He's too young to be taking care of a wife and kids.
Even if we waited to have like kids and like, do you know what I mean? Like,
okay, see, this is why. See, he's your age, and you got all these questions. This is why young women need to be dating men who are older and can lead, because you got all these questions, and it comes from having a leader who can't lead. He can't lead.
Okay.
He's too young, and your family doesn't want to hurt your feelings, but you're emotionally involved in this. You can't see what everybody else can. But I would say you need to have a conversation with him. Where is this going? And if you want to be married, why do you want to be married to him? There's a lot of stuff going on, but honestly, it's doubtful that he's going to marry you, because he would have done it by now, and your family certainly would have been involved. So, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just what it is. Okay, who is this? Hey, it's me. Unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. What's your first name?
Elsie.
Huh?
Elsie.
Elsie, what do you got for me on the top? Okay. What do you got for me on the topic? You muted just, okay, I don't know what's going on with your phone there. Unmute yourself. What do you got for me on the topic?
Oh, I was just, honestly, I kind of joined in kind of late. And so I was kind of trying to get like an understanding of what you meant by like modern women.
What? Modern women doing what?
Said ʻhōmʻrekers.
Okay. How long have you been watching the broadcast?
Not long.
All right. Well, I can't really bring you up to speed on a complete broadcast. So, I mean, yeah. You're just here to be seen. So you got your little baby thing on and your blue screen. You want 15 minutes of fame? Please bring something to the topic, man. You want 15 minutes of fame? Bring something to the topic, man. All right. So, yeah, to the iPhone person who just covered your thing, you will never get on without showing yourself. So, anyway, yeah. Unmute yourself. Okay, you got to hold the phone steady so we can see who I'm talking to. Probably need to set it down because I'll give you 15 seconds to get this straightened out, or I'm going to the next person. All right. So, okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself. And she removed herself. All righty then. Well, that's it. So bottom line is this, ʻhōm‌rekər. See what I mean? How many women can really say they are prepared or ready to be the woman of the house? Really? What we're starting to notice is that for the women who call in, it's almost like you're still in high school or college. When is the maturation going to come in? When are you going to mature to be the woman, the housewife, the woman you say you want to be? Because just like you don't want to date a man on potential, a man ain't gonna marry you on potential. I could be a housewife. Okay, well, good. You're not. I could be a helpmeet. Well, you're not. You got to show yourself or you got to go. Men do not date potential. I mean, men hook up with potential. Men don't have sex with potential. But a man ain't gonna wife potential. A man if he's going to buy something, commit something, put his signature on the line that's dotted and commit himself to you, you're going to have to be what he wants to drive for a lifetime. And that's why I say, unfortunately, for women who have children already, that's why I try not to stay too much in there, because that is a big deal. That is a big deal to guys. All right, well, she's not going to get on, so we're going to just bounce her out. I can't change the way people are, folks. You know it, and I know it. The men are who they are and what they want, especially the kind of men you ladies ultimately want. Most of the time, these high-value guys. This is why I say, when I was so shocked when women were like, high-value men cheat. Now you're starting to understand why they can. You see what they're getting? If you had to put what the average modern woman brings to the table in annual salary, like you put a man into annual salary, you would see that one person is getting a much better deal. I can't change that. I can't do that. Men are fed up and women are waiting. Well, no, they're fed up. Here's the thing. A lot of you ladies going to have to realize that, like it or not, you're going to be sharing. You're going to be sharing if you're lucky. If you're lucky, many of you are going to share a man. But see, I don't think any of y'all need to complain about that, because you're already sharing. Especially if you got multiple children by multiple men, you've already shared men. If you got a man who got multiple kids, well, that ain't these guys over here. Ladies, it's not as bad as you think. And you need to ask yourself a question. Would you rather share a man, or would you rather die alone? I'm going to get into something later on this week. This whole modern women thinking to have modern marriages. Shout out to you, Miss Hilson. I'm going to be talking about something I read over the weekend. I've heard this concept many times by women over 30, over 35, talk about living separately from their husbands and things like that. Oh, let's talk about that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all of this whole notion of we're trying to figure out new ways. Think about what's going on right now. Modern women in this part of the conversation are trying to find new and interesting, inventive ways to become couples versus just doing what shit that's done work for the last 10,000 years. Nah. Not gonna happen, ma. Not gonna happen. Not the kind of calorie man you want. I don't know any man. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't. Yeah. Long distance relationships, But can you imagine? I'm married. I even share a story. Married living separately with somebody is pointless. You're just married on paper. You're married for effect. And I will say that I can see Hollywood marriages happening like that. But I've always said I think we need to have separate categories for marriage. I think we need to have regular marriage, and I think we need to have celebrity marriage. Two different categories. Regular marriage is the traditional stuff we're accustomed to. Celebrity marriage comes in multiple varieties: 1, 3, 5, 7, 10 plus years. And you go to celebrity marriage and you say, okay, I'm gonna get the celebrity package. I'm gonna get the Ryan Reynolds. Okay, what is that? That's a 3-year marriage. That means me and Scarlett Johansson, we're gonna get married and we're gonna be husband and wife for 3 years. And then after that, we'll get a divorce and I'll go into my next celebrity marriage and I'll get another 3-year package. And then she goes off and gets another 3-year package. Or you get the 1-year marriage. You know, that's just the 1 year, we can call it the 1 year fling. But that's the way you both get to build each other's brand, but you don't have a lot of time for, to expose one another. The celebrity marriage, the 3 and the 5 year varieties are probably going to be the bulk of what we would sell. The 1 year variety, more for the young people, like a young Britney Spears or something. You can get a baby out of a 1 year marriage, but you're going to have to pay some support. But a celebrity marriage, 1, 3, 5, 7 years, 1, 3, 5, and 7 years, right? Like Kanye and Kim, they're a celebrity marriage. They're on the downside. Celebrity marriage, rules should be different. What you come into it, what you leave with. Whatever you made in the time you were in a celebrity marriage, you split 50-50. You hire a publicist and you write a statement and go on forward. Celebrity marriage. Now, can regular people get a celebrity marriage? Sure. You can get a celebrity marriage, but it comes with just appearances. Meaning, I'm living in New York, you're living in California. You're working on a movie, I'm building a career. I'm married here, you're married there. We get together and it's a celebrity marriage. I can see celebrity marriages working that way because they move differently. Celebrity marriages, they're married up front, but everybody's doing what they're doing behind the scenes. The thing about celebrity marriages is you have to let the arrangement be kind of known with the paparazzi. Like, I got a celebrity marriage, but I got the mistress package. What's that mean? I got the mistress package, meaning that I can hook up with the nanny and or 1 to 3 mistresses in the course of a package. So it comes with the clauses. I mean, you pick this shit like a value meal. I take a number 1 with a large fried and medium soda and add some chocolate chip cookies. That's the celebrity meal. It comes customizable. It's a real fucking value meal. That's right. So Miss Hilson, we're going to talk about the celebrity marriage. Where I can honestly see a celebrity marriage saying, Carrie Hilson, she's beautiful. Okay, cool. So you be in Cali, I'll be in Atlanta. Carrie Hilson and we're going to get married. Shout out to Single Dean and Smashley. I'm marrying Carrie Hilson. So Carrie, you go do your thing. Don't waste the pretty and all that. Cool. So you're already a star. I'm on my way up. We do a little celebrity marriage, a 3-year package, Cool. See, celebrity marriages, you already decide on the kids and shit up front. And after a certain age, you don't do kids. You can go get to Africa, adopt a kid, package if you want to. All kind of customizable options. It comes with an Instagram account, a monetizable YouTube channel. It comes with a logo. It comes with all kind of shit. Can you imagine that Kevin and Carrie celebrity marriage? Kevin and Carrie. Hey, y'all. That would be a hell of a show. I think she's like a Christian singer or some shit like that. Christian singer Carrie Hilson marries YouTube image consultant dating guy, whatever. They got a celebrity marriage. Yeah. She's singing at the wedding and shit. We get matching, his and her Ferraris, catered by Rolex. All kind of dope shit. Hellified pictures. Have her come in on the show. Hey, babe, how you doing? You're gonna have Carrie in on Zoom. Yeah, she's doing her movie. These niggas ain't shit. Hey, babe, how you doing? Okay, you on site? Cool. All right, I'm getting back to these people. All right, see you later. All right, babe, love you. That's Miss Carrie. Y'all love her, right? Got her own sound effect and shit. Even turn on the lights. Celebrity marriage. It could work, man. It could work. It could. Hey, Carrie.
I'll make you famous.
Even more so. And the beautiful part is when a celebrity marriage breaks up, you already expect it to break up. 3 years later, when it hits TMZ or the T-blogs, Kevin and Carrie divorcing. You expect it. Well, it has been 36 months. It's 33 months. No, about 28 months into it. Rumors of Kevin and Carrie splitting up. 30 months into it. The two have unfollowed each other on Instagram. Carrie's no longer on the show. Kevin spotted out at Popeyes by himself. 33 months into it, Kevin and Carrie are seeing TD Jakes for counseling. Kirk Franklin is singing at the wake. I don't know. 36 months. They're filing with, Jacoby and Myers, and, Johnny Cochran's son is doing the divorce. The couple released a statement. Kevin and Carrie would like to say thank you to everybody who supported their 3-year celebrity package marriage and appreciate everybody along the way. The shows will not continue, but you can rewatch them on Patreon or on Netflix. Reruns of the Kevin and Carrie show. Like Brady Bunch and some shit be running tonight next to Cosby. You got. I tickle myself so much. I'll be running reruns of the Kevin and Carrie show. Shit be in syndication. We'll make a fucking mint. And if we ever did decide to have like a kid or something, how old is she? I think she's like 38. We could still squeeze a kid out of that. That'd be a little cute kid. Kid would be sad. Watching Kevin and Carrie's kid. Watching little, whatever. Another K name. I want all my kids' names with K anyway. Hey, aren't you Kevin and Carrie's son? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had that 3-year celebrity marriage back in 2021. Yeah, uh-huh. Which one? The 3-year package? Yeah, uh-huh. Okay. Cool. How you doing? Well, she's going to Berkeley. All right, cool. All right, see? Celebrity marriage. Oh, yeah. That would be some funny shit. She could make some CDs out of it, make a track. No lemonade. She come out talking about, whatever she want to sing about. Money. I got another program. I put out my next ex-wife tape. Hey, me and Carrie no longer together, so looking for the next ex-wife. It could happen, man. It could happen. Celebrity marriage, 1, 3, 5, 7 years. Pick your variety. She's 38. She's 38, man. Yeah, she got 4 more years. You can squeeze at least one kid out of there. One kid. One kid. But if you're going to get a kid, you might have to at least go for the 5-year version. Maybe even a 7-year. Because if you got a 7, she'd be 45 by the time it was done. Yeah, I'd be 50. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, okay. Maybe you can get 2 kids out of there for a 7-year package. Gotta see what kind of options come with that kind of package, The 3-year variety is the most popular. 3-year variety is the most popular. But when you get a little older, you may want to go on for the 7-year. Just gotta be careful what state you do it in. So, yes, marriage is a business, especially with high value people. Yes, marriage is a business to men of a certain level. It's always a business. Like it or not, that's how they think. That's how they always think. And I am so happy that more women are finally starting to openly say what they've said, especially the women who marry men at this level or deal with men at this level, that yes, things happen. And if you don't want to deal in this celebrity marriage kind of world, you want to be over here, pick somebody and want to go off into the sunset like Butch and Sundance. But either way, get with somebody because you don't want to be messing around in Spencerville. It's really sad in Spencerville. Watching Golden Girls reruns, watching 227. Like, damn. You don't want to be like that, man. No, you don't want to be in Spencerville. Don't want to be in Spencerville. Anyway, I got to get up out of here. That was fun. That was good. I got to go. It's almost 12. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, people, it's good. We'll see you on Instagram tomorrow. We're going to talk stuff. Shout out to my celebrity wife, Carrie Hilson. I'm talking. I need to do that Wednesday night. Yeah. So anyway, don't be surprised on Instagram when people start popping up from time to time. Now I'm starting to have, shout out to Brother Damon John. Appreciate you for saying that a lot. Don't be surprised when people start. Instagram is probably going to be more and more people popping up from time to time. A lot of good stuff happening on Instagram. At the end of the day, man, just know what it is. What do you want, ladies? Gentlemen, what do you want, ladies? But tell you one thing you have to stop doing. Stop wrecking your home. Stop wrecking your home. Stop wrecking your home. All right. And now, don't buy a dog so you don't have to die alone. Or you can't get a dog, but just get a husband first. Until next time, peace. We are gone. I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD. They carry you pregnant now. We're gonna get Carrie had hysteria. I wouldn't want to waste none of my marriage.
I cannot say what's
See your
wrong
marriage
or
get Carrie
right.
pregnant. I want access to that for all 3 years.
It's not hard to fool me. Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Either way, I follow.
Lisa, what's going
No
on?
need to say
Good night, Deborah.
where we
Lisa,
are heading now, babe. I follow
I'm a PhD.
to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one.
Tell about it.
Susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yeah, and nothing can stop me, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Either way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Good night. We
So
out.
tell